In this video, we'll introduce another amazing feature of NavSherpa. This time it's workflow management, which allows you to run an external workflow and monitor its status directly in Microsoft Dynamics NAV. NavSherpa currently supports SharePoint Workflow, Nintex Workflow for SharePoint, Nintex Workflow for Office 365, and recently also Microsoft Flow included in the Office 365 subscription. NavSherpa Workflow Management adds two new features to NAV: the Advanced Workflow button and the Workflow Status FactBox, which can be found on the right-hand side. Let's have a look at the Workflow Management feature in this simple example of a purchase invoice approval. As you can see, if the invoice amount is in the local currency in the amount of 1,000 or lower, it will be approved automatically. If it is higher, the invoice has to be approved by the responsible manager. Workflow can, of course, use any metadata provided by NavSherpa, and therefore it can be considerably more comprehensive than in this example. First, let's have a look at a workflow of the invoice with the lower value. On the invoice card, click the Advanced Workflow button to run the required workflow. If there is a choice of multiple workflows, the selection menu shows up. In this case, we only have one workflow, so it is selected automatically and we can just confirm it. After running the workflow, we can see the workflow status in the fact box, and after a while the status is updated to automatically approved. Now we'll run the workflow of an invoice with the value higher than 1,000 and the invoice is not approved by the manager. We'll open this invoice. Again, we use Advanced Workflow but we now see that the workflow status is waiting for approval. The invoice has been disapproved in SharePoint by a manager. After a moment, the status changes to rejected. Now we'll see the last case when the invoice is approved. We can run the workflow multiple times, for example, after removing the reasons for disapproval. After approval, we can see that the status has changed to approved. This tutorial was run on Nintex Workflow for SharePoint, which is one of the supported platforms.